Welcome, guys, to a day in the life. We're gonna start this off with a freaking cold shower. It's currently winter time. Canada, it's at its coldest. It's like negative whatever outside, but we're gonna do the cold shower anyways because we just gotta do it. All right. So we're gonna start this off with a bang, with a cold shower, bro. Freak. Guys. Look at the weather. Look at the weather right now. Look at that weather. Guys, look at that weather. Are you serious right now, bro? Freaking heck. Bro, this entire week of Canada has become officially actually cold. Like, I thought, Canada, obviously I've been living here for more than half my life, but I thought that, Canada's getting warmer and global warming and all this, bro. What the frick? Right now it feels like negative 20. Negative 20. It feels like it. I don't know why, but a part of me likes it. A part of me likes it that it's so cold because that's what it's supposed to be. Like, not a part of me, like most of me. I like the fact that it's negative 20. Even though if I go outside right now, I understand that, but a part of me likes the fact that it's negative 20, because it's how it's supposed to be, I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go pray. Uh, if you guys don't know, I'm a Muslim, right? So I'm gonna go pray. I'm gonna go and make a coffee, journal, read some Quran, so my religious books, and you'll see all of that. So yeah. I just made myself a quick coffee, and now I'm gonna be reading my religious books, journaling, and pretty much every single morning. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. I sit at the sofa, the same sofa I record my videos in actually, and I do my morning routine. So here we go. Our boys. So what the frick? So every single morning, I do my morning routine, obviously, right? And in the morning routine, I specifically do my gratitude journaling. This is something that's very, 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 very important to me. I've been doing this for the last 3 years. Think about that. I've been gratitude journaling for the last 3 years every single morning. Maybe there's a few mornings that I missed, but every single morning I've been gratitude journaling for 3 years. Just talking about the things I'm grateful for. And it's, with the permission of God, one of the things that, it was one of the things that really helped me get out of like living in depression, right? Get out of living in depression, get out of living in misery, and just, when you just sit in your own pile of mud and you continuously try to sit in there instead of actually cleaning yourself up. One of the ways that you can clean up yourself and your mental health is by doing gratitude journaling. Like, a lot of us, a lot of people in this world, they're actually more depressed than it seems. People are genuinely depressed, right? And this is why, like, they have symptoms. Like, symptoms of depression are laziness, low ambition, negative self-talk about themselves, and all of this stuff, right? And far, far, far much more. But for example, drug abuse, low energy, those are symptoms of depression. And most people just have depression because they have nothing to look forward to in their life. They have no purpose, they have no meaning, they have no fulfillment. The opposite of fulfillment is what? Depression, right? So the people that are depressed have to realize that, and this is going to be a harsh take, and I don't care if this is a harsh take, but the people that are depressed have to realize that a lot of it is self-loathing. A lot of it is you. All of it is you. I can understand that you might have issues and problems that have negatively affected you and that you probably could have had a harder life than me. I understand that. That doesn't change the fact that you are responsible for self-loathing yourself and being in the depression in the first place. So, one of the ways you can do that is by gratitude journaling, because when you're in a state of depression, you're in a state of ungratefulness. When you're in a state of depression, you don't look at the blessings you have in life. You only look at the negatives you have in life. But your situation could be so much far off worse than you realize. You could be in countries that are being bombed as we speak right now. You could be impoverished in countries like, for example, where I'm from. I'm not saying that I'm impoverished, by the way. I've been privileged my entire life. But in Bangladesh, for example, where I'm from, if you're born poor there is a 99.99999% chance, maybe a very, very small percent chance that you can become rich from being poor. Like, if you're born poor there, and in many other countries, you will stay like that, right? In those countries, you can see a major wealth gap, a major wealth divide. So the fact that you are probably living in a Western nation, a Western country, and the fact that you are having the time and ability to watch me on the freaking on your phone or laptop. I know whatever situation you're going through, I really want to understand the fact that it is probably really difficult and that everyone has their own problems and that everyone deserves recognition for their problems. I 100% agree with that. But one thing I do have to add is that doing gratitude journaling allowed me to become grateful when I thought that my life was done, or when I thought that my life was wasted, when I thought that I was a waste, or whatever. You have to start becoming grateful. I know it's freaking difficult, but that's the point. We have to change the freaking culture of running away from pain. When I say something is difficult, like that's not something that we should start getting scared of. And hopefully with this channel, I'm able to do that. I want to really change the culture, especially when it comes to running away from pain. The message I want to push through this channel is to face the head on with pain, is to stop being a child, is to stop staying on the sidelines, is to play the game and to make real changes in your life with the permission of God. So, anyways, that was my gratitude journaling. I don't know why I decided to freaking get also thing all of a sudden, but I want to talk about something to you guys. As you guys know, I'm documenting this entire journey of me trying to be my most developed self, trying to become the best version of me. But there are going to be some days where you just don't feel that urge, or there's going to be some days where you haven't been feeling connected to your mission. And uh, the past couple of days has definitely been that. And so literally last night, before I closed my eyes, just before I closed my eyes, I mustered up the courage to pull out this journal and to write down, God willing, tomorrow when you wake up, record a day in the life. Record a day in the life where you're talking about, specific topics such as how I haven't been connected to my mission, and how to still keep moving forward despite emotions not being there, despite whatever. How do you keep staying disciplined? How do you keep pushing forward? How do you know what I'm trying to say? And I've been on this path for 3 years, so I can definitely say a thing or two about this. But yeah, so the entire video is going to be about that. The fact that I haven't been super connected to my mission, although I do feel a lot better this morning. I feel really good this morning. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God. But how do you keep going when you're still not connected to your mission? When you're still not connected, I'm trying to say, when you still don't feel like doing the habits. And yeah, so anyways, boys, I just finished my journaling. I'm gonna go and do a meditation, and then we are done the morning routine. Let's go. I don't know why, but before I actually start my deep work for the day, I just felt like sitting here and just kind of reflecting a little bit. I felt like reflecting upon, what I'm actually trying to achieve, and maybe sharing that with you guys, because that might be a win-win for both of us, because like sometimes it helps me clarify where I want to get to, the type of person I want to become. And it also, maybe it adds like inspiration, maybe relatability. Like you might be like, yo, damn, like this guy's like me, like I want to achieve the same things, And I was just kind of thinking back like 3 years ago when I started this entire journey, around this time actually, around December of 2022, but like end of December, you know what I'm trying to say? So like around this time, right, I went onto this path and I was like consumed by this path. For some reason, self-improvement with the permission of God, it was like something that made me change my entire identity, my entire lifestyle. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because my beliefs of the world were shifting. My beliefs of the world, such as the way the world functions, how the world lives, and how everyone is freaking distracted themselves to their death, how everyone works a mediocre job just to retire by the age of 60, and then they're like, oh, now I can enjoy my money, but then they have like a couple of years left, and then what? The way the world is functioning, it's absolute BS. The school systems, the freaking university, don't even get me started on university. Either way, I'm saying that as a university student, but it's just, I started to realize, bro, like, I didn't want to die average, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I didn't want to be average. I didn't want to just, maybe I was with God's permission, I was blessed enough to wake up. Many people know, right? Oh yeah, build a business and get financially rich, but for some reason, a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't do. I still can't fully figure out why I completely shifted my entire lifestyle for this journey, except for one reason, which was that growing, making progress, and becoming a better you, these three things, when added together, which is like the same thing, it does something to you, bro. It does something to you. It just like, that's all you become consumed with. That's all you think about, which is self improvement, growing yourself, increasing your testosterone, eating healthier foods, because it gives me a purpose to work towards. It gives me a purpose to work towards, to push past discomfort and grow and grow and grow and achieve more and more and more. It becomes something that you can never forget. You know what I'm trying to say? And then you start to realize that you can influence a whole lot in your life. And then you start to realize that a lot of the way that people live is based off the lifestyles that they live. A lot of the things that they have, it's just based off their laziness or their habits. The people that you see in public that work their regular jobs, that go to the city and go home after sitting in rush hour traffic, you look at their day-to-day life, you look at their day-to-day habits, and there's no ambition. There's no pushing for more in a good way. There's no making the most out of this life. There's no big goals that people set. They kind of just, yeah, work a job, yeah, okay, yeah, and then they're 60 years old. For me, I couldn't wrap my head around that, because why would someone want to stay like that? Why not want to become the best version of yourself? You don't have to be like fully financially rich, but why not live your life with fulfillment? So it got to that point where I was tired of the way that the world was functioning, but more so, I realized that the way I was living, doing the bad habits, playing the video games all day, scrolling all day, eating junk food, not studying, and all of that, I was in control of changing that power. I was in control of changing my habits. With the permission of God, obviously, this is something that I always stand on, which is that God helps a lot more than, like, God assists us a lot more than we think. A lot of people say I'm self-made. No, they're not self-made. God helped them like 80% of the way. But that's a different topic for another day. But at least I realized that I'm ambitious as heck. I don't want to waste this life. And so I will not be living like a loser anymore. I will reinvent myself. I will go through the pain, because that's all I have left. That's all I have left. And I realized that came from growing. That came from the habits. That came from waking up early. That came from making your bed. That came from cooking your own food. That came from cleaning. That came from cleaning up. That came from starting a business. That came from journaling. That came from doing things that always grow you. As said best by the YouTuber Hamza, which, it really started with him. What is your future self gonna say about you? What is your future self gonna say about you? Is he gonna thank you? Or is he going to be really, really mad at you? Because I'm telling you right now, one of the biggest reasons why people remain depressed is because they hated the fact that their younger selves had made their future self, their current self, worse. There's many people who live and they're overweight. They work a crappy job and they can barely make ends meet. And they spend most of their money on junk food anyway. But they're in that situation because their younger self took away happiness from them. When I heard that, bro, I was like, damn, what the frick? Do I want to take happiness from my future self? Or do I want to make him happy by going through the pain today? At that point, discipline just became a game for me. In a good way. Like, it became something that I'm consumed with. It became something that is all I care about. Becoming a new man. Becoming a new person, becoming someone stronger. When you get on the self-improvement path, you start improving all aspects of your life, right? So you start improving your looks, you start improving your character, you start improving the way you speak, then you start attracting more girls. Like, this stuff is not a chance. With the permission of God, if you improve the areas of your life, if you improve yourself as a man, if you make yourself higher value, the fruits of that will also come with God's permission. If you work on yourself to make yourself more attractive, doesn't matter how short you are, bro, I'm 5'6", can't make that joke. Doesn't matter what skin color you are, I'm brown, you can't make that joke. Doesn't matter what genetics, I'm brown, I have brown genetics, and I'm still in good shape. The moment you start improving yourself, it's just like, that's the natural byproduct of that is like getting the fruits of life. It's like more girls looking at you now. It's, more people respecting you. You have a better social group, etc. And that's just the social sides of things, social sides of things, right? There's other sides, for example, your physique, your self-confidence, your relationship to God, your relationship to your family. So at the end of the day, if you're wondering why I'm on this journey, is for this exact purpose. It's for this exact thing that I'm telling you, to become the ultimate man and to become someone who can fulfill and have a beautiful life, obviously with the ups and downs of life. And at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is God. You know, the money, the successes, the cars that I will be having with God's permission, like all of that's gonna go away anyway. So those are just little trophies, the little gifts, little gifts, but gifts from God. You know, like yesterday I was looking at a Mercedes like GLC 63S. Bro, that car. Okay, let me know what you guys think about that car. Okay, that car or the Porsche Cayenne GTS. Okay, you leave a comment down below which one is better. Okay, but like it's like you get to that point where once you're so consumed on this path of building a business and trying to reach financial freedom and giving value and everything, you start thinking of like such things. Like at the age of 21, I'm thinking about, do I buy a GLC 63? By the way, I have zero money right now, zero money. But it's just like I just know with God's permission, like it's gonna come, and it's just in due time. When I build a coaching business, for example, you guys don't know this, but right now I'm just documenting my process of becoming again the most developed version of me. And then what I plan on doing is I want to start a coaching business. So that's going to be my main thing, a coaching business. Now you're going to be like, oh, what are you going to coach about? That's something that I'm going to develop with time, because I want to coach on something that I have full conviction in. I don't want to coach on something random, like pick a random skill and coach someone. No. Full conviction. And so for now, the things that I'm really interested in is specifically habits. I'm specifically interested in like helping people quit bad habits or get rid of bad habits. That's probably my biggest interest right now. For some reason I'm really interested in the topic. Things about dopamine, things about like your inner child, things about all of this stuff. I'm extremely interested in stuff like that. So probably something to do with habits, something to do with quitting habits, but more so just helping other men become their most developed version of themselves, helping other men become capable, helping other men also see themselves in the mirror and be proud of who they see, helping other men live with purpose and fulfillment, helping other men or women, but typically most people that watch these videos are men, helping other people live with a smile, helping other people finally make progress in their life, helping other people overcome challenges. And not just that, seeing my clients and my viewers, you guys, walk through the pain as well. Because that's what grows you. That's what's so beautiful. It's like when you have a child and you're watching your baby take his first steps and he falls over, he stumbles over, he gets up again. Like that aspect, I want to help as well, like my clients and the people that follow me. I want you guys to start taking the first steps from these videos. I want you guys to start improving yourself. Whatever situation that you might be in, I want you to take the first steps and grow and improve. So it's gonna be freaking insane. And anyways, I've been recording for 14 minutes. The sun's out and everything. I'm gonna go downstairs, make another coffee, and get straight to my deep work. I'll see you boys soon. Okay, so just before I start working, I'll give you a quick rundown of exactly how I sort of work when it comes to my self-improvement journey and how I structure my day. Okay, so I start off with the morning routine, obviously, right? And then right after the morning routine, I have a list of needle movers. Okay, so needle movers are things that will move your life forward. So whatever you're interested in right now. Right now, I'm interested in a few things in my life, right? I'm interested in, for example, getting into a very, very nice shape, like aesthetic, physique, or whatever. So the gym means a lot to me. That's number one. Number two, I'm really interested in making money online or, building a social media following, so stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing that also, right? So that's also something that I'm really interested in, which is documenting my journey, building a business and etc. So that is done with YouTube, that is done with content creation, right? I'm also really interested in learning and reading and growing myself and my religion. That's number four, right? So I'm interested in my religion. So you want to pretty much structure your day to things that really matter to you a lot right now. And as a man, like money's like up there in terms of not chasing money, but I want to make money, and I'm not afraid to say that. Like I want to make money. I want to make 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, 100K, whatever God gives me a month. And this is something that I'm really interested in. This is something that I really want to do, because I don't know, like I just don't want to see my parents to work again, or at least I don't want them to work the way they do now. And I don't want to be someone who's reliant upon anyone but God. And I don't want to be someone who's has to think about like before buying something. So yeah, I realize that being rich is very important and being financially free is very important. And so that's something that I really hold dear to, right? Not to mention like people work 8 hours a day to make chump change in their 9 to 5 jobs, and their boss is like making money and upon money and upon money upon them, off them. So I'm someone who wants to be financially free, and that's something that I hold dear to my heart. And so whatever God gives me, I'm willing to accept. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Actually, you know what? I'll put like over here. You'll see a screenshot of my routine. And so if you want to construct your routine like this, right? Some of you might have work, some of you have school, and whatever. You can customize it if you want to. But this is sort of how I do my things. Okay? I'll definitely make a more breakdown video of structure and how to structure your day and how to actually live your day. But one thing I recommend is always live with a routine, because when you live with a routine, your entire day becomes a habit. Think about that. Habits are something that is what? What is a habit? Habits are something that is automatic, right? You do something automatically. And so when you do a routine, that everything, every single thing that how you want to live your day becomes a habit. It becomes automatic, because at this time I work. Like for example, my brain literally knows at 8 a.m. Let's just say around 8 a.m. I will start working. It's been 3 years, right? Or for example, my brain knows I more or less wake up at 6 a.m. Like some days I will sleep an extra hour. If I allow myself that extra hour, but most days I wake up at 6 a.m., right? So done. My brain knows what time I eat. Obviously, all this stuff, right? So I'll definitely make another video on structure. But living with a routine should be everything you do should be getting you closer to the ideal life that you want to get to. And that doesn't mean money. I'm not saying money. I mean self-improvement, self-development. Having family time. I literally put time here. You literally see it on the screen. Eat, relax, spend time with my mother, right? It could be religion. A lot of my time is actually spent, or I'm trying to spend more of my time towards religion. So either way, I'll definitely make another video on routine and structure. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But I'll definitely be doing that, inshallah, God willing. So anyways, I'm going to start my deep work, and I'll see you boys soon. Our boys, we're currently in the gym. Let's freaking hit it. We're gonna hit back. We're gonna do lat pull downs, and I'm gonna try to, of course, push for the last rep. Okay, so let's try it. Let's go. You can literally just record in public, and no one like you don't really care about recording in public. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you're not scared of like people look at you differently. You're not scared of people judge you. Because at the end of the day, like it's something that you have to experience yourself. But most people really don't care. Like it's I know you hear this as cliche, like oh people think about themselves all day, but people in public don't care really. Like you can genuinely be doing anything, and most people won't care. It gets to a point where they'll be interested in what you're doing for a second, or a couple of seconds, and then they'll just go back to their lives, right? So I would say it is part of your self-improvement journey as a person to be recording in public. Like this is something that to grow in. 3 months ago, 2 months ago, I would not be comfortable recording in the gym and speaking at the same time. So it's definitely part of your self-improvement journey, and definitely it gets to a point where you just don't care, and that's what being authentic means, really, right? Being authentic is like when you don't care how people perceive you, and you're just still being yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? So, man, I'm so proud of myself for this. Let's go. All right, we're gonna try to hit 10 with this. Let's see if we can do this. 10 reps. First. Oh crap! It's a water bottle. Oh crap. All right, next up, we're doing T-bar rolls. I found this workout to be very, very good for the back. Like genuinely, I don't really like seated rows that much. I know it's like a harsh take, whatever, but so many people do seated rows. I get it. It's a good workout. It's really good, obviously, because it's good, right? But I find that I hit my back a lot more with T-bar rows, right? So like when you do this, I don't know. I just find it so much better when I do T-bar rows. So I'm gonna stick to this, and Yeah, so that's it. I hope my mic doesn't fall off. Bro, Canada might be the only place in the world that is normal, and then a couple of minutes later it just starts snowing so badly. Look at that. Do you see how much snow that is? Hold up. Boys, I found the most insane tricep workout. Like, I swear my triceps actually grew from this. I'm not even telling, like, this is so underrated. I felt my every single, like, movement of my triceps. I felt it when I was doing tricep workouts. Like, it's called tricep dips. You guys probably saw this, right? You guys get a straight bench, you put your hands like this. I did so many tricep workouts, and this was the one that, like, genuinely hit my triceps the most. My triceps burn when I do this. Just watch, just watch. Alright boys, we just finished the Friday prayer. As Muslims, we pray 5 times a day, but obviously, like, on Fridays we have a special type of prayer, and Friday is like the best day out of the week for us, right? So I don't know why I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna drive home. I got some free if you're brown, you know what this is. It's tea. I mean, everyone knows what tea is, right? What the frick? I was gonna say chai, right? Chai, right? So, but everyone knows what freaking tea is. I got some free tea, but I just wanna, I don't know how long I can record because my phone does not have much storage, but so yeah, I want to speak a little bit about the importance of, at least why, you know, I decided to be more practicing in my religion. I'm not gonna call myself religious because I don't want to put terms on myself that makes me seem like I'm some, like, really pious person, but I do want to kind of talk about why I choose to practice my religion. And you could be any you know, faith. You could be Christian watching this, you could be something else, but the importance of having a faith, right? At the end of the day, it comes down to the blatant truth that there is a creator. And again, people can disagree with me, it doesn't matter, right? I'm here to share my opinions anyways. This is why it's called my channel, right? It's my channel for a reason. But it's the blatant truth that there is a creator on this earth, right? Like, there is a creator and there is a reason for our existence. And the fact that nothing just, like, you cannot make something out of nothing. Nothing will breed nothing, right? So something cannot come out of nothing. So it comes from that idea that, you know, there is a creator out there. But not just the fact that there's a creator, but look at the world that we're living in today, right? Look at the West. I'm in the West, I'm in Canada, right? Specifically close to living in, like, the main cities of Canada, Toronto, right? Bro, if you look at the West, everyone or most people are purposeless. They have no purpose. They have no reason for being. They have no reason, like some direct purpose for existing, right? Most people just kind of exist. They live day to day, every single day in their life. Every single day, it's the same for them. Think about that for a second. Every single day is the same for these people. For most people, they don't think about having a higher purpose, right? They don't think about the fact that, yo, like, why was I actually created on this earth? Am I just here to freaking play games all day? Am I here on this earth to just play games, to listen to music, degenerate freaking rappers, and all of this stuff? Is that the reason why I'm on this earth? Is the reason why I'm on this earth just to freaking chase a bunch of girls? Or is there a bigger purpose for existing, right? Because at the end of the day, bro, you can make all the money in the world. Like, again, I'm someone who wants to make money, right? But you can make all the money in the world. You can get all the success in the world. But you have to ask yourself, when you die, do you take that with you? So, like, what was the point of existing then? Do we just kind of exist for existing? Like, I know it's a pretty, like, deep question, but it's pretty obvious as well. Like, if you take nothing with you, all the years people spend towards their businesses and stuff like that, which is good. It's good to have money and stuff like that. But you take none of that with you. Then what was the reason for existing? Do you realize how complex humans are, right? So, but it's also, okay, imagine this example, right? This really helped me. The reason why, to be honest with you, one of the biggest reasons why I decided to really worship God and specifically to stay close to my faith is because the inevitable is coming. The inevitable is coming, and I realized that there's no point in running away from the commands of God, right? There's no point in escaping the commands of God, because I'm only going to be, in the future, I'm only going to be more regretful for the fact that I didn't listen to God's laws. Think about that for a second, right? God says whatever in terms of sinning, in terms of the day of judgment, in terms of death and what happens after death. And to be honest with you, I did not want to put myself in such a negative situation. I did not want to put myself in a rocky situation where when I do die and on day of judgment, like, you know, even Christians believe that. Bro, I don't want to... There's no way that I want to be in a situation where I'm effed up, you know? There's no way I want to be in a situation where I regret, you know? Because at the end of the day, most people are just running away from the commands of God. The prophets are there, God is there, you know, like the books are there. It says this is how life is. It says this is what your purpose is. It says that this is coming, and this is coming, and this is coming. And we all want to run away from it. We all want to run away from God. But it's still coming. The inevitable is still coming. Your death is still coming. You are still gonna die. No matter how much you run away from it, no matter how much you choose to hook up a bunch of times, freaking drink alcohol, smoke weed, like whatever the frick you want to do. Go party in the club, right? All uni students, party in the club, university students. The inevitable is coming, and you will regret it. That is one of the reasons for the reason why I decided to be more practicing in my faith. Because the inevitable is coming. I would rather be in a better situation. And another big reason that I decided to embark my faith was because God is the only one that's there for me. God is the only one that's been providing for me. God is the only one that's been keeping me healthy. God is the only one that's been giving me life, time, family, love, privilege. Despite how much I didn't acknowledge God, despite how much I disregarded Him, despite how much I sinned and disobeyed Him, He's still there for me. But not just there for me, He's still facilitating my life. He's still giving me anything I wanted. Just like, guys, I don't think us in the West really understand how privileged that we actually are. I don't think we really acknowledge how privileged we actually are. We're beyond privilege. I'm beyond privilege. I live in a nice place, a nice society. I have like full freedom in terms of, I just realized like I have way too much, and God gave me all of this. And now for me to go and neglect God, it felt wrong. And there's just something about sticking close to my religion, something about staying close to God that also gave me it gave me purpose, you know, to live the life how God wants us to live, to worship Him. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to return to Him. So I don't know why I just got really deep. I'm going to cut this section is very long. I'm going to cut the parts up and stuff like that and keep the parts that made the most sense. But this is just one of the reasons why I decided to go and embark my faith and to try to be the best, you know, religious Muslim that I could be. Obviously, I'm not going to be like, I'm not gonna be like a scholar, like, you know, like I don't want to go down to that level, but I want to be a good slave, a good servant of God. Yeah, not just a good servant, like as good as I can do. Was I trying to sacrifice like other aspects of my life as well, right? For example, like gym and fitness and stuff like that, right? So money, like I'm saying, money is important. All of this is important, but at the end of the day, it's good to use this for your ultimate purpose, which is to serve God. It's good to use the money for me to properly serve God. It's good to, you know, have a good physique for me to properly serve God and just become an excellent man. Show God the man that He created.
But it just felt wronging, you know. It felt wrong sinning. It felt wrong neglecting my prayers. It felt wrong staying away from God and just sinning left, right, and center. It just felt wrong, you know. The inevitable will come one day, so be prepared for it. So yeah, that's the reason why I made it back home, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me, and we're not done yet. We're gonna go. I got a call at 4:30. A very surprising call at 4:30 p.m. So I'll tell you what about that call after I do the call, probably. So inshallah, God willing. But other than that, boys, we got more work to do. I got some schoolwork to do. I got reading and learning. And yeah, so I'll see you guys soon.
Boys, I'll be completely honest and blunt with every single one of you. This is called a documentation for a reason because, to be honest, I haven't since the last time we spoke, I haven't been fully on my case. If that makes sense, like I haven't been fully locked in or dialed in, and to be honest, okay, let me just tell you what's going on. Okay, so recently I applied to be part of a video of like a more not famous, like a more well-known famous YouTube channel. It has like over 300K subscribers. For some reason, I just want to be part of it for fun, right? They're asking for like applicants or like anyone want to apply and whatever. And so I'm like, I'll just apply for fun. Let me see if I get inside the video, I'll do it for vibes. And so I ended up going on a call with one of their members or one of the members from the YouTube channel, and I ended up being like part of the video. So tomorrow I'm going. God willing, inshallah, like I'll be going to the video. I'll be in the video. So like it's been just like what when something kind of exciting is there, like it's kind of there in my mind. It's all I'm thinking about. And it's like it's one of those entertaining videos. But like why not? Just do it for fun, right? So now I'm part of the video. So now tomorrow, like I'm gonna be going on. For the past 2 hours, I've been speaking with my friend because he's gonna be on the video too because he applied before me and he got in, and he told me to apply and then I got him. So he's gonna be in the same video as I'm gonna be with him, and so we were just kind of speaking about it, talking about how it's gonna go and stuff like that. And so that's why like I'm kind of for the last I'll say few hours. Anyways, like I've just not been fully on the case. Like I can't even freaking speak right now, bro. But typically for the last like 3 hours, I should have been doing more like Islamic, like related, my religion, things that are related to my religion, stuff like that. And I did a little bit, but not fully. I haven't been fully locked in. So I've been doing just sort of a quick audit on my day, specifically what happened after. And I just said, like the reason why my mind wasn't towards my self-development is because my mind has been somewhere else. My mind is getting complacent again. It wants to just fall to distractions. You know what I'm trying to say? It wants to just follow distractions instead of being fully on my self-development journey. And a lot of that just comes from sacrifice. It's fine. It happens. Sometimes your day will go kind of like crazy, whatever. It's about whether you get back on track. It's about how fast you can get back on track. How fast you can come on the track of your self-development journey. Because at the end of the day, you're doing this for a bigger purpose. You're doing this to live and to become a better version of yourself. You're doing this to live with purpose and to achieve big things in your life because you don't want to die average. And I don't want to die average. That's why I'm doing this. And so that's why it's very important to come back on that. Hold up, the gain is way too. Anyways, talking about it, I think that's why it's very important to come back on that and to acknowledge and realize that. And so that's where I'm just kind of journaling. I'm about to watch a Islamic / like religious lecture. I'm about to watch a religious lecture, something that's related to my my religion and stuff like that. After that, I'm gonna read and I'm gonna journal a little bit more, and I'll have like an ending recap. So I'll see you boys in a little bit.
What's up, guys? Just want to make a quick update. So from the last time you saw me, I pretty much just had a very bad night. I never felt like this before. Never. But I just felt like just not doing any work. But when it's been so long since I've ever felt like this, but when you're just watching content, I was just sitting down and watching content and I wasn't moving. Like, I don't want to use the word lazy because I despise that word. And it's been years that I've never associated myself with the word lazy. And I will still never do that because I'm not a lazy person at all. I'm far from that. But for some reason, tonight, it's just, I never felt like this before. I felt so off. I felt so disconnected. I can make the excuse like, oh, I have the event coming up tomorrow. And, that's all my mind is occupied with. It just, because it's like a bigger channel. But even then, I've just been feeling disconnected, Man. So I ended up just kind of watching content. And now it's like almost 12 a.m. Man, this day had such a stark shift. And I guess my biggest issue right now is how unstable I am, you know, in terms of unstable as in my foundations are not correct. My foundations are not right. And my foundations are still weak. And I wonder how I can make money online. And I wonder how I can provide for my parents. And I wonder how I can become the best version of myself. I realize I have a lot of growing to do. I realize I have a lot of taking responsibility to do. And I realize that I have a standard that I have to reach before I can ever demand or ask for money from God. That's my big realization. So as I go to sleep, this is just a part of the documentation, and that's why I pulled out the iPad. I didn't even want to get out of bed to get my camera out. This is like where it's become, but you know what? I'm gonna push through, and with God's permission, we're gonna make it. But I just thought that it's a good idea to add this segment inside the video because I have to show the goods and the bads. Just to end it off, I'm just feeling really unstable when it comes to my self-improvement. My foundations are very low, and what that pretty much means is that I'm still in the phase where I'm still questioning why I'm doing what I'm doing, or I'm still questioning, just like the basic elements instead of moving on to level 2, moving on to level 3, moving on to level 4. Like sure, I've been getting really good at level 1, but it's time to move on to level 2. It's time to now expand upon the daily habits. It's time to hold myself to a certain standard, and that's what I plan on doing from tomorrow. I'm gonna head to bed, get some sleep, and God willing, we're gonna go crazy. Thank you so much for watching this, and subscribe if you want to follow along this journey of self-development. And let's let's kill it, bro. We're gonna reach a life of success, God willing, inshallah. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.